You're opposing fake news and alternative facts. How do you conceive of that working?
We just want to raise the issue. The best way to oppose fake news is for people to watch outlets like MSNBC, where you report real news all the time.
You complete fucking moron.
And keep in mind, the president is scared that people will watch MSNBC, so you must be doing something right. Thanks for speaking truth to power.
Again, you're a fucking moron.
Let me ask you, before you were FBI director, how many years did you serve as a federal prosecutor?
I think 15.
I can't be objective. I've endorsed Hillary Clinton for president, as have the Democratic members of this committee. My Republican colleagues can't be objective. They oppose Hillary Clinton for president, which is why we have you. You are a nonpartisan career public servant.
You saw a little bit of James Comey's wife, Patrice, last night, a passionate Hillary Clinton supporter.
Not only can you be objective, it is your job to be objective.
It's your wife, Patrice, Hillary Clinton supporter.
Oh, yeah.
To apply the law fairly and equally, regardless of politics.
I'm pretty sure that at least my 4 daughters, probably all 5 of my kids, wanted Hillary Clinton to be the first woman president.
I wanted a woman president really badly, and I supported Hillary Clinton. A lot of my friends worked for her, and I was devastated when she lost.
Not only can you be objective, it is your job to be objective, to apply the law fairly and equally, regardless of politics.
Creepy giraffe, disgraced former FBI Director James Comey drafted Hillary Clinton's exoneration 2 months before he interviewed her in the criminal investigation.
They now say Comey started drafting an exoneration statement for Hillary Clinton over her email scandal in April or May of last year. That would have been before the FBI had interviewed 17 key witnesses in the investigation, including Mrs. Clinton herself.
The director decided long before the investigation's natural conclusion that Hillary was innocent. She smashed devices, trashed evidence. Not since O.J.'s acquittal has there been such a miscarriage of justice.
I just want the president to stop lying and making stuff up.
Russia offered bounties to Taliban-linked militants to kill U.S. troops.
It is outrageous behavior by the Russians. They're essentially paying militants to kill U.S. troops. And the outrageousness of that behavior is only matched by the outrageousness of the behavior of Donald Trump.
U.S. Intel is now walking back their claim from this summer, which became a campaign issue, about Russia offering bounties on U.S. troops in the Middle East.
Our president is not protecting our troops, and I do not understand why.
The U.S. intelligence community is now backing off reports that Russia put bounties on the heads of U.S. troops, downplaying what was at one point a major election story. A senior Biden administration official says our intel agencies have, quote, low to moderate confidence in the reports, meaning the story is at best unproven and possibly untrue.
The White House has not denied that the CIA assessed that Russia paid bounties to the Taliban to kill U.S. troops. The White House has not denied that the CIA made this assessment with a medium level of confidence. The White House has not denied that this information was included in the president's daily brief in February.
I cautioned reporters on the first day the story came out, and I said, look, do not be so quick to buy this New York Times story. This information is unverified. There are dissenting opinions in the intelligence community. Do not run with this narrative. It's just simply not true and not the case. It was a heinous allegation. They ran with it. CNN dropped the word alleged from their reporting. The Washington Post said they had verified the reporting and then went on to give President Trump 4 Pinocchios over it. It was amazing. It was a story a narrative that set in the summer and one that took hold and was so heinous at the heart of it that the commander-in-chief would not care about United States military men and women in the line of battle. It was egregious, and I'm glad that this day of accounting has come.
The president has seen the news coverage on this issue, first coming out in the New York Times and then being confirmed by the Washington Post, by NBC, by the Wall Street Journal, and multiple other press outlets. And the president has yet to utter a single word condemning Vladimir Putin.
They tried to goad President Trump and our military into a conflict with Russia over a debunked rumor. This is just, it was incredibly irresponsible. It was incredibly frustrating at the time to see the media, and the Democrats run with this, and many of Democrats who really, like President Biden, who knew much better because they've dealt with intelligence issues for a long time.
It's very clear this is not a hoax. And so what I want to understand is, and this is for any of the panelists, what kind of message is this sending to Russia and Vladimir Putin when the President of the United States cannot still utter a single word condemning Russia, not just for the bounty program, but just for generally arming the Taliban, right? No one disputes that. And the president can't even condemn that. So what kind of message do you think, panelists, that sends to Russia?
It was a narrative that they started even before Donald Trump became president. They ran with it for 4 years. And it's absolutely not true. All the fiction and the hoax about Donald Trump and Russia, they never came up with anything. And they continued to use it. And now we get through the 4 years of Donald Trump, and there isn't a single bit of evidence. In fact, Donald Trump was tougher on Russia than we're seeing President Biden and certainly President Obama. And so you want to see who's being soft on Russia right now? It's Joe Biden. Russia is amassing troops on the Ukrainian border, and you barely hear a peep out of this president.
I find it fascinating that so many Republicans are bending over backward to give Russia the benefit of the doubt. We should not be giving Russia the benefit of the doubt. We should be giving the CIA the benefit of the doubt.
I can't be objective. I've endorsed Hillary Clinton for president.
I just want the president to stop lying and making stuff up. Donald Trump at the rally told his supporters to march to the Capitol. He told them that you can't take our country back if you show weakness. He told them to show strength. And as a result, he incited this mob to invade the Capitol.
No thinking person could seriously believe that the president's January 6th speech on the ellipse was in any way an incitement to violence or insurrection.
He told them that you can't take our country back if you show weakness. He told them to show strength.
Because you'll never take back our country with weakness. You have to show strength, and you have to be strong.
The president's remarks explicitly encouraged those in attendance to exercise their rights peacefully and patriotically.
Trump said that he wanted his supporters to peacefully and patriotically make our voices heard.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard. Today we will see whether Republicans stand strong for integrity of our elections, but whether or not they stand strong for our country.
What part of peacefully and patriotically don't you understand?
Peaceful and patriotic protest is the very antithesis of a violent assault on the nation's capital.
This was an insurrection, an attempted coup where multiple people died, including a law enforcement officer that reportedly was bludgeoned by a fire extinguisher.
The D.C. medical examiner today ruled that Capitol Hill police officer Brian Sicknick died of natural causes. The autopsy report indicates Sicknick suffered from 2 strokes.
Multiple people died, including a law enforcement officer, bludgeoned by a fire extinguisher.
Turns out Officer Sicknick suffered a stroke and died of natural causes.
What was going on the day of this insurrection when all of these rioters, these mobs, these pro-Trump mobs attacked the U.S. Capitol?
The momentary fear we felt passed, and it morphed into anger and shock as we saw what was happening. And then we started to draft articles of impeachment that very same day.
The House impeachment article slanderously alleges that the president intended for the crowd at the ellipse to, quote, interfere with the joint session's solemn constitutional duty to certify the results of the 2020 presidential election. This is manifestly disproven by the plain text of the remarks.
I just want the president to stop lying and making stuff up.